From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome in to the most ridiculous podcast in sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Heyo.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold May Day beer and let's get after it.
Let's do it. I am not even prepared.
Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brewery, the official beer of Pucks Out Podcast. Join them this Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Miguel Dakota will be performing, and join us there on November 11th for Bingo Night that we'll be co-hosting. You can win some free Preds tickets. So today we have got Overreaction Tuesday, I guess Thursday for you, but it was the first full week of the NHL, so we're having some Overreactions. Don't forget to check out What a Maneuver and Patreon to support the show. How are you this week, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. I know what this means for the future, but I killed it on some gambling this weekend. I want some money this weekend, bro.
Nice.
So that's nice. So that means going to be losing some money soon.
Yeah.
So you know how that goes. Excited. We're going to the game tonight.
Yeah.
Going to get to see our boy RV return.
Yeah, rocking the Winter Classic RV sweater tonight.
Nice call. I haven't decided what I'm going to be rocking yet, but we'll get it all figured out.
I did do a small little super boost tonight. It was like plus 1,200 RV scores and LA wins.
Where'd you get that?
I believe on FanDuel. I believe it might have been only plus 700. I couldn't remember now. I did like a bunch of little ones. But put $2 on it.
Yeah.
So
maybe $2 on it. I mean, it was just $2.
Yeah.
What's up?
Took the over tonight because I love rooting for goals. It feels weird not rooting for goals, so I usually I either take the over or I just don't take anything.
It's so funny because I love rooting for goals as well, but I always find myself taking unders over overs. It's so weird to me.
The problem is like unders can get like them because someone pulls a goalie and you're like, oh well, this under's.
Well, I'm just talking about in all sports. Like I always look at him like, there's no way this team is hitting this number.
Yeah, I did win a little bit of money last night on the Red Sox game. Someone tweeted out, someone retweeted someone and was like, oh. The over 9 seems like a good tonight, and I was like, all right,
over 9.
Literally,
you're like,
of
course.
Yeah. Well, the second, I'm not even watching the game on my phone. I see the second inning, Boston's up 6-0. I'm like, all right,
this 9's hitting, baby. You're like, heck yeah, this is hitting, baby.
I mean, I only put like $2.50 on it, but hey, money's money.
Hey,
but
you gotta win that money though, right?
Let's jump straight into the news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
All right, so let's get. We've got some sad news to get out of the way. As everyone knows, Jimmy Hayes passed away back in August. His family recently released his cause of death in the hopes that it will help other people struggling with addictions. There was, the toxicology showed that there was fentanyl in the cocaine. And I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption that I'm assuming that as an NHL player, like many NHL players, this addiction stemmed from painkillers. If you're out there, go ahead and look this story up, read it. If you're struggling with addiction, seek out help. It is not, as bad as everyone says it is. Let's end the stigma on that.
What, cocaine?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
First off,
I knew I was gonna make an inappropriate joke. Obviously, I'm completely on the same page with you as that, man. That's terrible, and I mean, and it really should highlight something to you if professional athletes are getting their cocaine laced with fentanyl, then so are you, big dog. Just keep that in mind when you're at home. So that's terrible. I mean, it's hopefully this brings a little bit of awareness to the situation. So as much as we like to joke, this is something that is a serious problem, especially within the NHL.
Yeah. Now, Evander Kane suspended 21 games for using a fake vaccination card. And I have to look this up, but I'm pretty sure using a fake vaccine card is a felony, right?
That's a federal offense. So.
Like, he should be arrested, dude. Like, he's had enough chances. Like, he's had enough chances.
Like, they want Evander Kane to go into the penal system and start become a bookie there. No, Bobby, no. The federal government has enough problems without having to deal with Evander Kane and all of his nonsense. The FBI showed up and they're like, "Oh, it's Kane again. How about you handle this one, Batman? We got stuff to do."
Yeah, that's about it from NHL news. Oh, I did see some new rumors about Jack Eichel. They are almost at the Bills. The Sabres are looking to move him, but they want to retain none of his $10 million contract. And
they don't.
Colorado was interested, but ended up backing out. There are some teams who can afford him. I believe San Jose was looking at them, but then for some reason, Evander Kane screwed it up somehow.
He had money on Eichel going to the Sharks.
Yeah. So
got good odds too.
Yeah.
For being honest.
St. Louis is a team I believe still in the running for them. I think the Preds. We can move Duchesne or Johansson and make some room for him. But anyway, let's move to outside the NHL.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
All right. Ed Ogeron has agreed to part ways with the team.
How do they know? How do they even know? Do you think this is a situation where they had a conversation and nobody just understood him? They're like, I think he's leaving at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Or...
Ed Ogeron just gave him his lunch order.
2021 without Ed O. Oh, Coach O.
Yeah, they did like a highlight reel of Coach O. It's like, it's not goodbye, it's go Tigers. Something that I knew we were going to talk about. I've been waiting to talk about. Last week, this past Saturday, UTK fans embarrassed themselves out there.
Oh my goodness, that was.
Let me be very clear. This has happened in other sports, and it's happened in the college basketball. Ole Miss has done it at a college basketball game. And UTK fans pointing out that other teams have done this doesn't make it less embarrassing. It's embarrassing for everyone.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
When someone posts a video of other SEC teams doing it, it's like, okay, this is making your whole conference look bad now. And the difference is when Ole Miss did it, like there was not it was embarrassing. Tennessee was still in this game. Like when this, and it was not, that was, I think they said this was the longest stoppage for fan interruption in like 50 years.
Game wasn't over. I personally, if there was much worse calls in the game than that last call.
I'll be honest.
He didn't get there.
I haven't done my homework yet, but everyone online said it was a right call. That
it was
just because his shoulder pad is through the line doesn't mean that the ball is.
The ball was not. I mean, I had a discussion with my brother about it, and I mean, he wasn't defending the issues. It was a bad look. It was a really bad look for a team that came out there and played a really, really good football game, a competitive football game. There were complaints that I saw about. There was a play where Matt Corral comes back and he kind of just stops. Because I guess he thought he heard a whistle. It was loud in there, man. There's over 100,000 people in there, and it wasn't. It was a fourth down play, or a third down play to go into fourth down. They tackle him, they strip the ball, and Tennessee player runs it in the end zone. Well, they called it. They said, "Well, the forward progress." It was a bad call.
Yeah.
Well, what ended up happening there was they had to punt the ball. Tennessee got it. Tennessee had to punt it, but they pinned them back, which led to a safety, which gave them the ball back, which they then scored over. So you took 7 points off the board and gained 9 out of it. It was, overall, it was netting them points.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, my thing is, you don't want to be upset. You can be upset about the call all you want, but the way you get out of that is you don't get into a 4th and 24 when the game's on the line. That's it.
And you know what? And how about your quarterback not run out of bounds when there's no time left on the clock?
And that was just lack of awareness.
Well, yeah, and
he had just came in.
Well, here's the thing, and that's what people said. And then they looked at the thing, and they lose a video of him looking right at the clock.
Well, he thought that he was going to get out. I mean, it's their backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's fine.
Hooker played a great game. You want to know what else? Don't let a quarterback run 195 yards on you.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Corral's great. He's a Heisman hopeful, and for good reason. There is no way that you can blame the refs on any game, in my opinion. You know my thought process.
Everyone knows officiating's bad going in. Like that,
bad.
like that's part of everyone knows week to week. You're not just fighting, you're not just going against the team, you're going against
through it.
Yeah. Other teams do it. It's not like Alabama. Alabama sometimes has to deal with bad reffing, and they are able to. And you didn't see them throwing a bitch fit when they lost.
It was a bad look, and we're not just talking about it's a bad look anyway. But you're throwing your popcorn trash or your trash from your hot dog buns is one thing, but we're talking about when you, for your home field advantage in a game that's not over yet. They have to remove the cheerleaders and the band, and
I saw a video of people literally like targeting the cheerleaders. They're targeting their own people.
Yeah, and he made the comment. Jackson made the comment again, not defending, more of just us having a discussion. It's a fan base that's just upset. Yeah, so
there's a lot of fan bases that are upset.
So I mean, there is 100,000 people in there. Most people just didn't throw stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people that threw golf balls. Why are
you bringing a golf ball to a game?
And mustard. And these are things that can legit hurt somebody. Like imagine being so entrenched in a sporting event and a football game that you're literally willing to risk harming.
They're throwing their spit bottles at people.
Yeah, I mean it was a bad look. I think it'll hurt recruiting long term.
Oh, for sure.
I think that any
like I told you, if I'm a parent and I see that, I'm thinking I would think twice about sending my kid to play for UTK in the first place, because it's like, well, if you can probably go somewhere else.
My favorite was that article you sent me that was like clearly written by like a Vanderbilt graduate.
Yeah.
Like, well, this has been years in the making. Like, it's like, what?
They've long been known the worst fan base in the country.
Like, yeah, like no, like didn't Florida used to throw like cups of piss at people and shit? Like, I mean, no, it was not to that effect.
This would, like I told you, this would never happen in the Vandy game. I mean, there's not enough people to throw trash on the field.
They were not. They're not familiar. I think I said to you, I said that when they asked a Vandy fan about it, he said football season's happening.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, and here's another thing: Lane Kiffin. I don't like Lane Kiffin. I just don't like him in general. The way he dealt with the UT thing was a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
But UT fans, that has to be stop having that as your personality. Anti-Lane Kiffin can't be your entire personality.
That and
like, it was like 10 years ago.
How do you let Lane Kiffin come into UT and then get to leave the victim?
Yeah.
He left with people thinking like, wow, like he did a good job. Like, honestly, in that situation, I mean, he didn't argue, he didn't protest. He actually kind of gave him, he's like, it's a high pressure situation, and
he handled, and everyone's
handled it really well.
First off, not to mention the thing with his visor was freaking hilarious.
Funny. Yeah, that was like super funny.
He dealt with that in such a good way, and the fact that
an un-Lane Kiffin way. Yeah,
but the fact that both state troopers ducked out of the way, and he's just like,
he snagged.
And then was like, what was it? Incomplete pass. First off, you see him in slow mo catch it. Look, realize it's a spit bottle and go, no, don't want it. Because he thought it was just a water bottle, but he snagged it. Not to mention there was clear pass interference. The state trooper grabbed his arm right before he grabbed it. So, I mean, he even almost caught it throughout that. And there's a picture going around of the guy who caught his visor. He threw his beer, caught the visor, and then acted like it was like a t-shirt at a Preds game. It was like, no, it's mine. Yeah. And what's even more embarrassing is the fine that was given. The fine they were given is less than the fine that teams get when they win and their fans rush the field.
Yeah, that is a dangerous thing though. As far as rushing the field, I mean, not that the other was not, but it is a little less so than fans rushing the field. I mean, you can get crushed in that.
Yeah, for sure, and both should be fined. But I feel like
they should be equal fines.
But what I don't like is when both the chancellor, which I didn't believe this was when the chancellor of UTK was like, there will be repercussions. We will fine you, and like
they arrested like 18 people.
Good, man.
Yeah, they've arrested a bunch of folks.
Yeah, I wonder what the Venn diagram would be of the people who threw stuff is with the January 6 people. I bet they could use that and be like,
potentially
just a circle.
It's not. It's. Hey, I'll tell you this. It's not that high because those people are in jail. so it's low, very low.
Yeah.
It's the people that wanted to be there. It was honestly just a really, really bad look. I mean, I hated to see it happen because they played a good football game and honestly, it
overshadowed their good football game.
It overshadowed a great football game that you take and you be able to point to. This is potentially the future. This team looked good. Ole Miss is a good football team. Matt Corral is a good football player, and I
wonder if they'd be like without Lane Kiffin.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they'd be fine. They're often.
No, what I'm saying is they'd be better.
Oh yeah, no, you're saying yes. Yeah, I agree with that. But it was a bad look, and I hated to see it in such a culmination of such a great football game from top to bottom.
Somebody tweets on there. Someone was like, this is just so unlike Tennessee fans. If you look at the way they reacted to Schiano hiring, who would have ever thought that they overreact and doing some embarrassing stuff? I mean. Well, what did they? I think they called it Bloody Sunday the day after they announced Schiano was going to get the job there. I remember hearing some like a Nashville radio with UTK fans, and they honestly, you would think that people like they were hiring Osama bin Laden to coach that.
Killed the guy. Yeah, it was a really bad look.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Jacksonville Jaguars end the second longest losing streak in history against Miami in what was honestly one of the best games of the.
It's a good football game.
It was a good football game. I enjoyed it. That those
Tua looked good in his return.
Those Brits had to love all the the great kicking.
Yeah, it was a good football game for a London game for sure. I mean, I don't
love to go
know
to a
why,
London game.
I don't know why I bet any money against the Jags. I mean, that's like basically home field advantage for them. They've played 8 games there, and they had a great game. Trevor Lawrence had a great game. I watched that. I normally don't just watch individual games because of Red Zone, but
I love Sadiq Khan. He always looks like, and now that we'll talk about it more later, but he always looks like not the villain from a James Bond movie, but James Bond contact in a foreign country.
Yes. Yes. That is like the perfect way to explain it. Yeah. Like, it's just like, hey, this is our contact here.
Sadiq.
Yeah. So, hello. What are you doing here?
Mr. Bond.
And he says something stupid. Like he just, we need your help here.
Yeah. Now meet my 6 concubines.
Which one do you want to take home with you?
How about them Titans?
Oh my goodness, what a good football game too, man. I mean, we got to see some of the two of the best players in the
I will refrain from talking shit about Taylor Lewan.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't really say something about it.
Listen, I've made my thoughts on him clear, but I will not shit talk him after he gets injured.
Hating on somebody is just a part of who we are as people, but we don't want them to be hurt. In order to hate on them, they got to be available.
Hope, because you know what, and I want him to get healthy again quick, and I hope he doesn't have any long list injuries. I want people to realize that he's not good at football, not because he's injured, but because he's not good at football.
Absolutely. I thought about you last night. I was like, Bob's going to be pissed about that. But can we talk about real quick?
Did you see the thing about I thought this was the ESPN guy who totally messed up this morning or last night.
No, I'll let you hit that in a sec. But can we talk about just real quick? Is there a better moment in any sports? And we quite frequently forget about it because of the connotation that it brings up. But is there a better moment in sports when everybody is on the edge of their seat because a guy is hurt like that and they're bringing out the stretcher and they've got him all taped up, then when he throws up the thumbs up, dude, is there a better moment in sports than that? I mean, I don't think so, man. I mean, it's got to be because you're like, okay, so you've gone from like, wow, this could be
Did you watch the Seattle game?
Yes. Yeah.
I think one of the worst moments in sports is when you don't get that thumbs up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's when he was taken out on that thing and he was not moving at all.
Prognosis was actually pretty good on him. Good. I think it was probably maybe he was knocked out. But I mean, hate him, love him. That moment when he throws that thumb up, you're just like, okay. I mean, that's not a guy that won't ever move again type of deal. So, it's something that we obviously never want to have to see. But when it does happen. That Taylor Lewan thumb up was like the crowd needs it, in my opinion, if you can do it.
So on ESPN, this was either last night or early this morning, Chris Broussard. Have you seen this?
No, I didn't, but I'm reading the headline here.
And
happened on the play. Yes, Josh Allen Smith or Josh Allen slipped, but it got blown up on the left side because of the pressure of Tennessee. I wonder why. Could it be because Buffalo's Pro Bowl left tackle, Taylor Lewan, was injured? If he's there, maybe that doesn't happen, but he's out. So you got a second stringer that Josh Allen's trying to go behind, and you see he got destroyed. Dawkins, whoever that is. All right, so
that was Turf Monster anyway. That was, I mean, that Turf Monster is really what helped out there. That was not a left side. I mean, Simmons is killer. He was going to penetrate and get that. I mean, it was going to be a battle right there. Yeah. But that's a rough. Like,
listen, we do those kind of things, and listen, it's embarrassing. It happens. Listen, when you talk about sports all day, just last week, I mixed up the Tkachuk brothers. Like, it happens, and you just roll with it. Yeah, but like with
we do a podcast where we drink beer, though, and Chris Broussard is a seasoned veteran. I mean, that's something that.
What's funny is that no one corrected him. Like, at no time, like they just let it roll. Like, at no point was someone like, "Oh, let me."
That's a bad take because anyway, first of all, even if it was correct. Look, nobody loses because one guy's out of the game.
Yeah.
First of all, I mean, Josh Allen had many opportunities to score a touchdown there, and the Titans played great defense. They played great defense. Josh Allen had a great game, and he's one of the best in the league. The Titans matched him blow for blow without Julio Jones on that last drive. I mean, King Henry. What can you say about that man? What can you say about that
Chris
man?
Broussard might say, Buffalo really hit the gold mine with Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's the best player on Buffalo's team.
I actually tweeted that. I replied. I was like, I don't know why Buffalo didn't just give it to Marshawn Lynch on the team.
Give it to Marshawn Lynch, dude. Give it to Marshawn. It was an absolutely fantastic game. It is beyond reason to me that Derrick Henry is not what this past year. Has not been the number one overall pick, and especially with passing game work. But, I mean, purely based off of his knock on wood, his ability to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's a big
thing. And it's so funny. Some of his greatest highlights are on things that never even, are nothing. They're no highlight. When he stiff-armed and threw down a defensive end last night, and it was a loss on the play, but it could have been a much bigger loss. I mean, it is amazing to watch that man play.
He is a god among boys.
I honestly think that this man is not a man. He's a robot. And, I mean, it is absurd.
Throughout history, there's always the myths of gods who come down. And they just like to be among the people. This is Zeus coming down and just playing around.
And the best part about Derrick Henry is you hear that he's a good guy in the community and in the locker room. That man just wants to win football games. He doesn't care how they do it. And so that's always a breath of fresh air. It's not a.
All right, we got a game to get to, so let's move on. We're going to keep trucking on our main topic. First reactions, overreactions, first week of the NHL season. My first thing is, I thought the Blackhawks would be good. Looking pretty rough.
They are looking super rough. I agree with that. That's a great
And
reaction.
I'll be honest with you. I thought the Central would take all them wild card spots. Starting to tilt a little bit on that already.
Kraken looking a lot better than we previously anticipated.
Shocker.
We knew this was going to happen.
Flam bustard.
We would not believe it. So let's fly through these games of the week. So why don't you just do all 5 of yours? I'll do all 5 of mine.
Games of the week. Bobby and Brandon do the work, so you don't have to. The best from around the NHL and what to watch.
All right, let's fly through these, baby. On Thursday, October 21st at 6 p.m., I've got Carolina beating the Habnadians. On Friday, October 22nd at 9 p.m., late one for you, I got Edmonton beating Vegas. McJesus is gonna net himself 2 goals. Colorado versus Tampa. I've got the Avs taking that one on Saturday at 6 p.m. On a late night Saturday at 9 p.m., I've got Seattle beating Vancouver. I think that's going to be a great rivalry in the next couple of years. And on the 24th, which would be Sunday.
Sunday.
Red Wings versus Chicago. I've got Detroit taking it. I like what I'm seeing. I think
Bertuzzi's looking good.
I picked him up in a couple leagues. He's
too.
suspended for a game. Or no, I'm sorry, Dylan Larkin's suspended for a game. Tyler Bertuzzi's looking good, though.
He's looking real good. Got him 4 goals in a game the other night.
Hit us with your 5.
I got Thursday at 6 p.m. Colorado is beating the Panthers. Friday the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. I have the Kings playing the Stars, and I got the Stars winning that. Saturday at 6 p.m. The 23rd, I have the Leafs beating the Pens. Saturday at 9 p.m., I have the Isles beating Vegas. And on Monday, the Isles beating Vegas is on Sunday, the 24th. And then on the 25th, Monday, I have the Leafs playing the Canes, and I have the Canes winning that. So just a quick update of where we stand right now. You are 4-2 with 1 game remaining. I am 4-3, and I'm good. I'm good right now. I'm done for right now. So tied up, and you could possibly take the lead tonight. The game you have remaining is the Islanders playing Chicago, and Islanders, you have winning that one. So good chance that you could be in the lead after this round.
Hey, let's do Summer of Bond, baby. It is back, and we are talking the sci-fi Moonraker. That movie was insane. First off,
it was insane.
Just like
I will tell you, still not a fan of this particular movie, but I have Roger Moore as a Bond has grown on me.
Yeah, he seems more like a spy.
He meets more of the spy MI6 criteria that I would normally not see. So
I feel like he's still not great at his job as being a spy, but
he's a bad spy. But but the feel of him when he's doing spy things are spyish.
Obviously, we can talk all day about the freaking craziness of the end with the space lasers and just
large scale space battle was sick.
Yeah, and the fact that the United States within an hour can just send up space marines.
Yeah.
In what is this, 1982?
Hey buddy, that's Space Force. Okay, that was the Space Force.
And first off, there was multiple things. I wish I had more time, because like his gondola was. Did I miss the scene where they gave him that gondola, or are they saying that all gondolas can do that?
No, I'm sure he got it, but it was like, and he was like floating by like this funeral pyre, and this dude just pops up and knifes the gondola driver. Like I'm blown, and like, I'm confused about it. Did he like get his gondola given to him, and he's like find somebody to drive it, or is this guy's gondola that was this random guy's gondola? It was wild. You got our boy Jaws.
Yeah. Richard Kiel. Killed it.
He
had a speaking line this movie.
Sure, he did. He did have a speaking line. He saved the day. I mean, he was the hero, and he went to Bone Town and found he went to I love how they're like, "Oh, he'll be fine."
Well, no, because we saw the other part blow up, but the part because remember at the end he survived, he lived. They found him. They found the thing. In the first off, let me just say, in real life he would have died, but they're like, oh, it's only 100 miles from Earth.
Well, I thought after they said that, then the thing blew up.
So there was 2 parts, and the part that blew up that hit the part they were in
there.
Got him to Earth, but it's like he has to do re-entry into Earth and crash into Earth.
Well, he's got dope teeth, so.
I did like the part where he stops like the wheel thing, and then like he's just like, oh, is it gonna go? Like it was very real life. Like he didn't know if it was gonna happen or not, because he's like, oh well, I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, no, I this movie from enjoyment, I actually I enjoyed it. It was stupid.
It was not something that like I would have chosen to watch, but of the movies that
I didn't find myself bored.
Exactly. There was a whole lot going on. I'm not really sure.
Also, you send an assassin to kill James Bond, a guy who you haven't really been able to kill. So you send a shitty assassin with a training sword.
And
he was bad.
There was, the guy had him out there to shoot some skeet, and he had a guy getting ready to shoot him, and then he shot him out of the tree.
Yeah.
And then you don't just kill him. Just kill him.
You have a gun.
Just kill him. There was a point where he wanted him to die from his pet python, as he called it, his pet python. And then, he got us escape.
Real quick, so I don't
Kill
forget.
him.
Did the bad guy from this not look like Peter Dinklage without dwarfism?
He did. He looked like a tall Peter Dinklage. I was like, Tyrion? It was, or actually more, you know what? He looked more like Peter Dinklage from Elf. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just mind blowing to me that like, if you don't get to kill this dude in a super
I kind of hope
way,
that like in the next James Bond, honestly, I think the best way to kill James Bond would be to just be like, you know what, I'm tired of this, and just cap in the face.
Shoot him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Because honestly, here's the thing: if James Bond dies from some elaborate scheme, that's not believable. He can't die from an elaborate scheme. If James Bond gets shot in the back of the head by the bad guy, it's like, okay, that's believable.
And then you just load him up, dude. Just like have everybody that's in the facility
also,
just shoot him.
Jaws had a metal dick as well.
He did. He had a metal penis, which is why it's been so hard for him up to this point to find love. Yeah. Well, my favorite thing is like this guy is like dead set on killing him, so he takes him to shoot pheasant. He has a guy set up with a sniper rifle to try to shoot him from far away, which again I don't understand. Just shoot him close. So James Bond kills that guy. And then he wants to kill him with the boa constrictor. And so he kills the boa constrictor and gets out of that. Then just kill him there. No, he's like, no, the next step on my list of murdering him is let's put him under a large scale rocket and we'll let him get burned up from the rocket.
With you're not going to say, hey guys, let's make sure there's no escapes.
Make sure the tunnel's
there's no human-sized vents out there.
Make sure the tunnel's blocked off, Steve. That was Steve's fault, if we're being honest.
They had the same architect as the Death Star.
That was, I bet it just blows my mind. Like, I get it. It's a movie, but like, make it believable for me.
Have him do something spy-y to escape. Not, all right, well, let's just go through the vent.
Right. Like, there's got to be a reason of why you want him to still be alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to like show, I want him to still be alive. That's why I'm not killing him. Because otherwise, you're trying to do all these things to kill him. And it just seems like maybe not put him in a pit full of crocodiles like when you all have guns. Maybe not put him under a rocket with the vent beside him. Oh, a boa constrictor. That's a neat idea. Maybe just shoot him with a gun. I mean, if I'm their bosses, their performance plans, when I go over that at the end of the year, we're going to have to talk about, you're getting dinged for that.
I feel like, and also the bad guy, he was just Jeff Bezos, right? Like that was just, Jeff Bezos was the bad guy in this movie. Yeah. Maybe Elon Musk.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a nicer version, like a better, like a guy, like a better guy.
Because he probably gave his henchmen, decent wages.
I mean,
he let his henchmen unionize.
That's my thing is, do you think that these all these henchmen, like, how do you get into the henchman game? Is like really my like biggest question is like, do you think they have like a union? Do you think it's
there's probably headhunters. Like,
you get sent out
because that work is. I mean, because that work's got to be at like $25 an hour.
Oh, it's got to be real good because you're there all the time.
Yeah,
you gotta imagine room and board, like
uniforms,
a pension plan. Definitely, you gotta have a pension plan.
Yeah. Because they know those pensions aren't getting paid out. Not with James Bond on the loose.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're definitely buying all this life insurance. You know what I'm saying? They're like, that to me.
Like, sir, we hear you specifically wanted death by spy health insurance.
Oh, see, this was an act of James Bond, and we don't cover that. We don't cover that.
The fact that his camera had little 007 on it.
I know. It's like that just seems not
and also
great.
They were like at that point when they went like I like how James Bond was like, I need to lead this guy into the glass shop.
Yeah, and
why was that place with over $1 million glassware just open at night?
Just come on in. What's up, guy? Oh, you're not a bull. Let's go. Come on in here. Yeah, it just seems like, honestly, if I was an evil genius villain, I mean, it just seems like insurance fraud is the way to go. Like, you just get a bunch of insurance fraud, a bunch of insurance on your folks.
Where that is the plot to another James Bond movie, but James Bond, like
James Bond killing them is what they want. They want you to kill all of our henchmen.
It's like, how did I do, Q? Well, you caused billions in damage to the city. And they were just like doing insurance fraud. Like really, they were doing a victimless crime. You killed.
Well, no, I'm saying life insurance crime.
Yeah.
Life insurance fraud, where like they trick James Bond into coming to their lair, and he kills all of their people.
He has a life insurance plan on all of his employees.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's like, And he's like, oh, I'm going to try to kill you, and I'm going to put all of these armed guards around, and he walks off. Really? He's like, all
right, we got to move on. We're going to move on to what snap your stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right, we're going to keep it quick. I don't like NFL overtime.
I love it.
My complaint is less that there's something inherently wrong with it. I don't think that there's a problem. From an enjoyment factor personally, am not a fan of that, of any form of sudden death overtime, no matter the sport. Now I understand with college, they're kids.
They don't have sudden death overtime in college.
Oh, I guess I have been out of it.
They both start on the 25. I love it. It's my favorite.
No, and I'm less mad about, but I don't like the sudden death. I wish it was just here's a 10-minute quarter. Whoever wins at the end in the regular season, if it's 3, if nobody has scored. However, I will say that in one of the overtime games, a ref did either am out of the loop on this rule or he misspoke. He said, if there is no score at the end of the 10-minute period, whoever has the ball wins.
No,
that's
wrong.
I heard that and I was like,
I know what he said. I know what because I remember this and it being weird how he said it. If one team keeps the ball the entire 10-minute period, they win.
Really? See, to me, that's dumb.
I think that he means like, and then they score, and then there's no time left at the end.
Okay,
would be my understanding.
Because I was like, isn't that a tie? Like that's a tie.
That would be a tie.
Yeah, that's all. I was like, that is the dumbest fucking rule I've ever heard.
I mean, if you can sustain a 10, although let's be fair, if you can sustain a 10-minute drive after a kickoff, I mean, you deserve the win. You have the ball after 10 minutes. Like that's a good drive. No, I'm a fan of it. I think I like it, especially since used to it was just first team that scored. So then it would just be they drove down and kicked a field goal and the game was over. But now both teams get a chance at the ball.
Yeah.
But I also do have another quick one. People that bring golf balls and mustard to games, like pocket space is so valuable, and I just don't understand.
They fanny packing it.
God dang it, the fanny pack strikes again, Bob.
I would love to know the reasons behind the mustard, but we'll get into that later. We'll get into Mustard Gate. All right, guys, we will see you next week. See ya.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.